Hello students, today I will discuss about the instrument which is used for measuring the atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure is measured by by a instrument which is known as barometer. It is known as barometer. Barometer is an instrument which is used for measuring the atmospheric pressure. It was firstly designed by Torricelli. There was one scientist, Torricelli, Torricelli. This it was firstly designed by Torricelli in the year 1643. It's clear. He had designed a simple barometer. Simple barometer was designed by him, and with the help of that simple barometer we can measure the atmospheric pressure. It is still used and it is also very much accurate in measuring the atmospheric pressure. Now see here, in the setup of the Torricelli, there was 1 meter long hard glass test tube, about 1 meter long hard glass test tube. Here there was a test tube like this. I am showing here. There was 1 meter long, about 1 meter long hard glass test tube, and there was a trough containing the mercury. There was a trough containing the mercury. You can see here in the setup of Torricelli, which he had designed for measuring the atmospheric pressure. There was 1 meter long hard glass test tube, and there was a trough containing mercury. Here this is a trough which is containing mercury. This. Now it is containing pure and dry mercury. You can see here. It is filled with mercury. Now Torricelli first cleaned the test tube very thoroughly, first with the help of concentrated H2SO4 and then with the help of distilled water, so that no acid content, no dust particles are sticking with the inner walls of the test tube. It's clear. And then dried it completely. First he had washed the test tube with the help of the concentrated H2SO4, concentrated sulfuric acid, so that if there is any dust particle, then it is removed. Then after washing from the concentrated H2SO4, he washed it with the distilled water, so that if there is any acid contents sticking to the wall, so that is removed. And then he dried it completely. It's clear, that is so that there is no moisture inside. Then filled it completely with the dry and pure mercury. He had filled this test tube completely with the dry and pure mercury. Then he had closed the mouth of this is the mouth of the test tube. Closed the mouth of the test tube with the help of the thumb and inverted it upside down. And poured the mouth in with the finger, including pressed the mouth of the finger, closed the mouth of the finger with the help of the thumb, inverted it upside down, and then poured this mouth inside the mercury container, inside this vessel which is containing mercury. So when he had immersed its mouth inside the mercury, when the mouth was well inside the mercury, then he had removed the thumb. Means you can see here, firstly filled the test tube with the help of pure and dry mercury, After closing its mouth with the thumb, inverted it upside down and poured this inside the mercury bowl and arranged it in such a way so that it is in the vertical position, and then he had removed the thumb. So on removing the thumb, he had found that the mercury level in the tube descends. It is descending here, mercury level, here it will be concave in shape. Mercury meniscus, it is meniscus means the upper surface. Meniscus means upper surface. Meniscus, which you also call it the free surface. So its meniscus is raised upward. It's clear. So he found that the level of mercury inside the tube drops. Level of mercury inside the tube drops, and it stays up to what height? Here it is staying at what height? When the length of mercury column is in the test tube is nearly 76 centimeter. After removing the thumb, he had found that mercury level in the test tube descends and it stays at a height of 76 centimeter from the mercury level in the bowl. This is the mercury level in the bowl, and this is the mercury level inside the tube, and the distance between this level is approximately 76 centimeter. This pressure, the pressure exerted due to this 76 centimeter height of mercury column, it is equal to atmospheric pressure. This we also say at the barometric height. Barometric height. You can see here, it is known as barometric height, and the pressure which is exerted by the mercury column, which is equal to the barometric height. This barometric height will be nearly 76 centimeter. It may be 70 centimeter, it may be slightly more than that also, depending upon the weather conditions. If the weather will change, then what will happen? Density of air will change. Density of air will change. So what will be the formula of pressure due to H height of fluid column? It is equal to H into rho into G. H is the height of mercury column. Rho is what? Rho is the density of mercury. Density of mercury. It's clear. And G is acceleration due to gravity. So when the weather conditions will change, then what will happen? The density, the air which is exerting the pressure, its density will change, and when it will change its density, what will happen? The pressure will also be changed, and when pressure, atmospheric pressure will change, then that height which corresponds to the atmospheric pressure, that height which is corresponding to the atmospheric pressure, that will also change. It is clear. Now, why this height is equal to atmospheric pressure? This is the question. Why this height is equivalent to the atmospheric pressure? So, here we have seen that when this tube, which was completely filled with the mercury, on closing its mouth, keeping it upside down and pouring inside the mercury trough, on removing the thumb, what has happened? The mercury level in the barometric tube drops. What will be here? What will be in this region? So in this region there will be vacuum. Here there will be vacuum. This is known as Torricellian vacuum. On the name of this scientist, it has been named as Torricellian vacuum. Means here there will be no matter. Now see here. What will be the pressure at this point? What will be the pressure at this point, at this cross which I have named as A? So what is the pressure at this point? So pressure at this point is because of this height of mercury column. There will be no pressure because of this. Why? Because there is vacuum, there is no matter, therefore there is no question of exerting the pressure because of this empty space. Pressure will be exerted by only this height of mercury column. So at point A, pressure is due to h height of or due to mercury column. It's clear. Now see here, you take another point at the same level. At the same level means here on this, but outside this test tube I have taken this point. So here there will be what pressure? Here pressure will be atmospheric pressure PA, because the air is exerting pressure here. Now as we know that pressure exerted by the pressure at the same level, there will be same pressure at all the points situated on same horizontal level. This is one law of liquid pressure. There is one law of liquid pressure according to which there will be same pressure at all the points situated on same horizontal level. If you see here, point A and point B, they are situated on the same horizontal level. What is the difference? A is inside the test tube, B is outside the test tube. So there will be same pressure at the point A as well as at the point B. It's clear? There will be same pressure at both the points. Means pressure at point A will be equal to the pressure at point B. Pressure at B will be equal to pressure at E. It's clear? Now you can see here, at point B what pressure is acting? Atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure. Now what pressure is acting at the point A? So here pressure because of this height of mercury column, whose length is approximately 76 centimeter. Pressure due to mercury column. Mercury, its symbol is Hg. It is pressure due to mercury column. It means in a barometer, the barometric height. What is barometric height? It is the distance of the mercury level inside the test tube from the mercury level in the trough. It is known as barometric height. This barometric height, it is equal to the, it is corresponding to the atmospheric pressure. Means atmospheric pressure will be equal to as much as the pressure exerted by this height of mercury column. Atmospheric pressure will be as much as the pressure exerted by this height of mercury column, which is generally at the normal temperature and pressure, it corresponds to 76 centimeter. But it may change also depending upon the weather conditions. And why it will change? Because the pressure is exerted by air and the density of air changes according to the weather. If there is a humid air, then it will be less dense. If there is the dry air, then there will be more density. So there will be more pressure. It's clear? So in this way I have explained that how this barometric height corresponds to the atmospheric pressure and how it corresponds. So once again you can see, at the point A and at the point B, which are situated on the same horizontal level, there will be same pressure. At the point A, this height of mercury column is exerting the pressure. At the point B, atmospheric pressure is acting. Therefore, atmospheric pressure is equal to the pressure due to this height of mercury column. Now see here, there is one more thing. So in the next page I will tell you, if I tilt this tube is kept perpetually horizontal, but in case if you tilt it, here one more thing, a scale is marked on this tube. A scale is marked in order to read the length of the mercury column. In order to read the length of the mercury column, a scale is marked here. Now see here, after this I am, see here, if I tilt this mercury column, length of mercury column it if this tube which is containing the mercury is tilted. You can see here in this diagram. This is the trough containing the pure and dry mercury. Here I have shown two positions of the test tube. This, and then it has been tilted. Now see here what will be the effect on the vertical height if the tube is tilted. So it is found that on tilting the tube there will be no change in the vertical height. Vertical height will remain same. On tilting the tube there will be no change in the vertical height. Means if we tilt, once it is kept in this way, once it is kept in this way, and then the same tube is tilted in this way, what will happen to the vertical height? Vertical height means it is this height. Here this height will remain same in both cases. Here vertical height means the height of mercury column in the test tube from the level of mercury in the trough. From the level of mercury in the trough. So that vertical height will remain same. But this slant height, it will be changed. It's clear? If you tilt it more, when you will tilt it more and more, this slant height will keep on changing. But the vertical height will remain same. There will be no change in the vertical height. It's clear? So vertical height of, here I am writing, vertical height of mercury column in test tube remain unchanged on tilting the test tube. It's clear? Only what will happen? Slant height, that is tirchi, that only slant height of mercury, in test tube will change. Means that slant height will change, but the vertical height will remain unchanged. It is clear? Perhaps this point you have understood. It is clear? Now one more thing. What will be this slant height? If you take this slant height equals to L, means this edge equal to L. It's clear? And the angle by which it has been tilted, the angle by which the test tube has been tilted, so you can see here, I am making this, suppose it is tilted by this angle. It is tilted by this angle, theta. So this angle will also be equal to theta. So what is relation in between this and this? So it will be equals to cos theta equals to h upon L. Cos theta equals to h upon L. So what is h? H will be equals to L cos theta. It is equal to L cos theta, this way. It is clear? Now there is one more thing. How will you come to know whether it is a true barometer or it is a faulty barometer? Whether it is a true barometer, what is barometer? That I have told. It is an instrument which is used for measuring the atmospheric pressure. Who had firstly designed it? It was firstly designed by Torricelli in the year 1643. It's clear. He had constructed a simple barometer. Which liquid is used in the barometer? It is the mercury. And why do we use mercury in the barometer as a barometric liquid? So that I will tell you what are the reasons behind using mercury as barometric liquid. It's clear. What is the approximate height of mercury column corresponding to the atmospheric pressure? It is 76 centimeter height of mercury column. So what is true barometer and what is faulty barometer? Now see here, if this test tube is not filled with pure and dry mercury, suppose it is filled, if suppose there is some moisture in the mercury, if there is some moisture in mercury, if there is some moisture means water, if there is some moisture in mercury, if some moisture is mixed in the mercury, what will happen to this region? Here in this region there will be no more vacuum. And what will happen? Mercury will vaporize and that space which is Torricellian vacuum, it will be filled with mercury vapors. It is clear. Means if the test tube is containing impure and humid mercury which is having some moisture, then the moisture present in the mercury will vaporize. These vapors will be collected in the Torricellian vacuum region. Now what will happen? At this point there will be the pressure due to the mercury column as well as vapor pressure of mercury. Vapor pressure of mercury means pressure exerted by those vapors which have produced here due to vaporization of mercury. It's clear. So see here, at this point then atmospheric pressure, because as we know that the pressure at this point and at this point is same. Here what pressure is acting? Atmospheric pressure. So here also atmospheric pressure means atmospheric pressure it will be equal to pressure due to mercury column plus vapor pressure of mercury. It is clear. So this will be the pressure. So what will happen? Since these vapors are not visible to us, only the mercury column is visible to us. So pressure due to mercury column is slightly less than atmospheric pressure. It's clear. Because atmospheric pressure is sum of these two, it means we can say that this mercury column pressure, it is slightly less than atmospheric pressure. Means in that case it will not give you correct barometric height. It will not correspond to the true atmospheric pressure. This height will not correspond to the true atmospheric pressure. And why? Because of the vapor pressure. Some atmospheric pressure is also balancing to atmospheric pressure. This vapor pressure is also balancing to the atmospheric pressure. It is clear. So see here, if the mercury is not pure and dry, then what will happen? It will vaporize. When it will vaporize, these vapors of mercury will be collected here. They will also counterbalance some amount of atmospheric pressure, and in that case, pressure due to mercury column, it is not the true atmospheric pressure. It's clear? It will be slightly less than the true atmospheric pressure. Now see here, how will you come to know that whether there is pure and dry mercury or not? So how will you detect this thing, that whether this test tube is containing pure and dry mercury or not? So you can see here, now here in the normal temperature and pressure, this barometric height corresponds to the 76 centimeter. This will correspond to the 76 centimeter. Means this height from here to here, it is 76 centimeter. It is clear. Now if you slightly immerse it inside the trough containing mercury, when you will slightly immerse it inside the trough containing mercury, then what will happen? In that case, what will happen? When you will immerse it, when it is slightly immersed in mercury, what will happen? We will find that the barometric height will remain unchanged. Barometric height will remain unchanged. It will still remain same. So it means it is a true barometer containing pure and dry mercury. It's clear. But if on immersing it more inside the liquid, if on immersing it more inside this mercury trough, if this barometric height changes, here it is 76 centimeter, here it is something else, if it changes, then it means, then what will you conclude? Then it means it is not a true barometer, it is a faulty barometer. Means, you see once again, I am writing here, if barometric height, and what is barometric height? That I have told. It is the height of mercury level in the test tube from the surface of mercury level in the trough. So if barometric height changes, height do not change on pushing the test tube in mercury trough. If barometric height do not change on pushing the test tube in mercury trough, then it means barometer is true barometer. Now what is the meaning of true barometer? That it is using in this pure and dry mercury is used. That is, mercury is pure and dry. It's clear. But if barometric height changes, it's clear. If it is changing, then what will happen? Changing means it is decreasing. Here it will decrease. changing, then and when on pushing it inside, then it is a faulty barometer. Barometer. This barometer is known as faulty barometer, and there is impure and dry mercury, impure and moist mercury. What type of mercury is used here? Impure and moist mercury is being used. It is clear. So this is the one thing. Now see here, there is one more thing. So what is the reason behind the using mercury as the barometric liquid? What is the reason behind the using mercury as barometric liquid? Why do we use mercury as barometric liquid? Why do we not use other liquid? So what is the biggest reason of using mercury as barometric liquid? It is a densest liquid. Densest liquid means here only 76 centimeter length of mercury column will balance to the atmospheric pressure. 76 centimeter length of mercury column will balance the atmospheric pressure, because you can see here its density is what? Density is 13.6 into 10 to the power 3 kg per meter cube, or if you see in gram per centimeter cube, so it is 13.6 gram per centimeter cube. While if you see in water is having what density? 1 gram per centimeter cube. So mercury is the densest liquid. It's clear. While water is having what density? Only 1 gram per centimeter cube. Now here pressure is equal to H into rho into G. So atmospheric pressure is equal to, when it is measured in mercury column, so here we will take the density of mercury. When we will measure this atmospheric pressure in terms of the water column, then we will take the density of air. So if you calculate it, so as we have seen in mercury, it is 76 centimeter. Now how much length of water column will exert same pressure as exerted by 76 centimeter length of mercury column? Here I am finding out that length of water column which exerts same amount of pressure as exerted by 76 centimeter height of mercury column. So how much pressure is being exerted by this height of mercury column? 76 upon 100. H. Rho is given 13.6 into 10 to the power 3 into G. Now how much length of water column will exert same pressure? So I have taken H length. Density of mercury water is what? 1000 kg per meter cube. So 1000 into G. So this and this cancel. When you will simplify, it will come out nearly 10 meter. Means if we use water in place of mercury in the barometer tube, then 10 meter length of water column, approximately 10 meter length of water column will balance to the atmospheric pressure. It's clear. When there will be the 10 meter length of water column, then you require a test tube of length how much meter? 10 meter. Approximately 10 meter. In case if you have the 10 meter long test tube, you will not be able, or it will not be very much convenient to keep it in the vertical position. It will be quite inconvenient to keep the 10-meter long glass test tube vertical. It's clear, because there will be the air jerks, and when there will be the air jerks, there is much chances of breaking of the glass tube. So because of the densest liquid, mercury is used as the barometric height, used for atmospheric pressure. It is used for measuring the atmospheric pressure, because a smaller height of mercury column will balance to the atmospheric pressure, while in water it requires 10 meter. Number 2, it is shining liquid. Shining liquid. So what will happen? There will be much easier to record the mercury level. It's clear. Here it is very much easy to record the correct reading, because the surface is shining. It is clear. Just you have seen in case of the thermometer. Then what is the third region? It do not stick to the walls of the glass test tube. Do not stick to the walls of test tube, while the water sticks. So see here what will happen. If the atmospheric pressure changes, then what will happen? Either the mercury level will descend or it will ascend. Suppose atmospheric pressure is increasing, mercury level will ascend. Mercury will move from trough to the test tube. If atmospheric pressure is decreasing, mercury level will decrease in the test tube. That is what will happen. It will come out from test tube into the trough. It is clear. There will be no sticking of mercury with the glass walls. Therefore, immediately it will give the correct reading. While in case of water, what will happen? When it will descend, then still some water is clinging to the walls of the test tube. And that will take some time in coming down. Therefore, you will not get the correct reading immediately. Then one more advantage here, the vapor pressure of mercury is negligible. Mercury do not vaporize easily, while the water vaporizes easily. So this is one more advantage. It is clear. So these are some advantage. There is one more thing here which I have forgot to tell you here. If in place of this much broader tube, if I take a narrow tube, what will happen to the barometric height? If you use a narrow tube in place of this much wider tube, what will happen to the barometric height? There will be no change in the barometric height. Means barometric height do not depend upon the test tube, area of cross section of test tube. It is clear. That will remain same. Whether it is wider or it is narrower, barometric height in both cases will remain same. It is clear. So you can see here, I have explained this about simple barometer. I have explained everything. What are advantages of using as a barometric liquid, that you can see already I have explained. It's clear. Then what are the disadvantages of using water as a barometric liquid? That also I have told. Water is having low density. Therefore, a very long length of water column will balance to the atmospheric pressure. That length is approximately 10.4 meter. It's clear. The vapor pressure of water is very high because it easily vaporizes. So what will happen? There will be no more vacuum in the torricellian vacuum region for a longer time. If we use water here, then there will be no more vacuum in this region for a longer time because of vaporization of water. Because of vaporization of water, there will be no more vacuum in this region. Water sticks with the glass tube and wets it, so the reading becomes inaccurate. Water is transparent, while the mercury is a shining liquid. Surface is not easily seen while taking the observations. Then what are the demerits of simple barometer? You can see here what are the demerits of simple barometer. So the first demerit is it requires the perfect horizontal arrangement. It requires the perfect horizontal arrangement. It's clear? So that this tube remain vertical. It is clear? This tube remain vertical. Second thing, to keep the tube in the erect position. To keep the tube in the erect position for a longer duration, it is not very much convenient. It is inconvenient because the air jerks will produce in its erect condition. It is clear? So there is no protection for the glass tube. Then here this mercury in the trough is not covered. There are the chances of contamination of mercury. Chances of contamination of mercury, that is the impurities from air will mix in the mercury. Then one more thing, the zero scale on the mercury, the zero scale on the test tube, the zero scale on the test tube should coincide with the mercury level in the trough, so that you can easily record the height of mercury column. It's clear? The zero marking on this test tube should coincide with the mercury level in the trough, so that you can easily record the height of barometric height. But it do not happen. Why it do not happen? Because when pressure will increase or when pressure will decrease, what will happen? When pressure will increase, this mercury mercury will move inside the test tube. When it will move inside the test tube, what will happen? This mercury level in the trough, it will descend. Mercury level in the trough will descend. It's clear? When mercury is moving inside the tube, what will happen? Mercury level outside the tube in the trough will descend. ये नीचे आ जाएगा, while the zero is still at the same position. So once again you have to adjust the test tube and bring the zero on the scale to the mercury level in the trough, to the mercury level in the trough. It's clear? Similarly, if it is decreasing, then mercury will come out. Mercury will come out, so what will happen? Level in the trough will increase, and now zero marking will be covered. So once again we have to adjust the test tube. So there is no protection for glass tube. The surface of mercury is open, therefore there are the chances of contamination of impurity. It is inconvenient to move from one place to another. A scale cannot be fixed with the tube. To measure the atmospheric pressure, the reason is that when the atmospheric pressure changes, the height of mercury column in the tube changes. As a result, the level of free surface of mercury in the trough changes due to the flow of mercury. It's clear? So therefore the free surface of mercury in trough will not coincide with the zero mark. These demerits of simple barometer has been resolved completely in the Fortin's barometer. So about the Fortin's barometer I will explain you afterwards in the next lecture. It's clear? I hope that you have understood it very clearly. You go through the reading of this part B. It is self-explanatory. You watch my videos, go line to line through this part B. You will be able to understand. In case if you do not understand, this topic is also very important. It is theoretical, so that's why you may be feeling boring. But You have to read it. This is very important. So in case if you don't understand anything, you tell to me. It's clear, either by mentioning in the comment box or by sending the message. So anyway you can inform me if you are not getting, but before that at least 2 times you read it up to here. In the next lecture I will start from 14th barometer. It's clear. Thank you.